Howdy, y'all. It's Presley. I just got done recording a podcast with Holyfield. Had a great time, great conversation. It's less about sports, more about just fun times. Listen.
All right, so I'm here with Brennan. He is currently, I don't know, what would you call yourself?
I would call myself a singer.
It's not really rapping.
No, I'm a music artist. I think we should just say that.
He goes by Holyfield.
By Holyfield.
I'm gonna throw his Spotify and Apple Music in the description. Go check him out. This isn't gonna be sports related, which is like what I usually do.
Yeah.
But we do have a sports theme to it because we met through baseball.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
definitely, yeah.
I think that qualifies.
Absolutely.
A little bit. This is also only my second, like, live in person, like I was just telling you. So
yeah.
I think it's gonna be more interactive between both of us. So like, I'm just gonna jump straight into it.
Alright, let's do it.
Why I invited you on here is because I see like you're doing a lot of the stuff, like you said, or your original setup was a lot like this.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very like close. I'm sure you bought all your shit.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
And then like got help.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
time went on. And then I know you do everything yourself.
Yeah, everything's pretty much me.
Which is what I do. Mm-hmm. And then just a small town guy trying to get out there.
Absolutely.
It's really hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of ass.
Yeah. Horrible. Yeah. Absolute ass.
I mean, have you talked to anybody outside of Weatherford?
I've hit up a few people. Like, there's this one guy. He's in California. His name's Sonia June. I don't know. You probably haven't heard of him, but like he has like 1,000 listeners on Spotify, and like I've been like following like his path, and he makes some good stuff. So shout out to that guy. And then, but yeah, I mean not really. I haven't really hit up many people besides that, but I would love to try and start collabing with people probably outside of Weatherford. But
I mean, I think that was probably the coolest part of your first album. Mm-hmm. Is like you included a lot of your friends.
And
like,
that's what I want to do.
Even like I'm sure I know if I had to guess, Eddie can't sing.
Oh no, not at all.
Like, and you still got him in the podcast in a way. And then not in the podcast. Fuck. In the interlude.
Yeah.
And then you included Riley.
Yeah. And then Caitlin and Avery. Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was pretty.
Me too.
You just threw it in. Yeah. And it all sounded really good.
Absolutely. And then all three of them have like they want to make their own stuff too. And I've been working with Avery and Riley a lot. Caitlin, I don't know if she's gonna do it, but we'll see. But I've been working with Avery and Riley, and yeah, me and Avery have like a song or two like done right now. You know what I mean? They sounded really good. So
I mean, like, is there any style change you want to do, or is it just gonna like? Is this where you want to go? Because I compare you a lot like Khalid. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like.
That's my goal. My goal with each album is to sound less like Khalid. That's like that's my number one goal in my career. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, the next album, like I'm working on it currently right now. We'll see whenever it comes out. I'm not gonna make any promises because I did that last album, didn't work out.
Which one has been easier to work with, Spotify or Apple Music?
Spotify, 100%. No, and it's not even like easier. It's like Apple Music literally like just doesn't care about the artist sometimes, or sometimes it feels like that. You know what I mean? So like I've been with Apple Music, and like ever since Rosewater released, I've probably got like 15 emails from Spotify. Not a single email from Apple Music.
So like just keeping you updated on how your music's doing.
And like for real, not even only that, but like Spotify like sends you all these emails on like how to get playlisted and all this other stuff, and like that's what makes you like blow up. You know what I mean?
Like,
and Apple Music's just like. Just no like response.
Yeah, you have to do everything yourself.
Yeah, for real.
Like, it's not on us.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, is there a chance you can make money on all this? Like,
yeah, I do make money.
You do?
It's not a lot, but like, I mean, it's money, you know.
Isn't it like a cent a play?
Something around that. If you add up like all of the platforms you're on, about a cent a play.
Yeah, I mean, do you plan on like doing like making music videos behind it and all that?
Absolutely.
Or like soon, or
we'll see. The thing is, like, I don't really have the resources, at least for that part of it.
Yeah.
And plus, like, I definitely don't want to make some like cringe music video.
No,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I probably wouldn't do one of like the serious songs.
You gotta
like Doomed or something. Like I've talked to Riley a lot about like making a music video for Doom.
I actually planned on having him here today.
Oh, really?
But like he had like some powerlifting or something. I was like, yo, you should. So I said I'm gonna make one with him in the future, and then we're all three gonna get together.
Yeah.
Whenever I figure
that'd be super
this
fun.
whole thing out.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I mean, have you paid for any promotion outside of?
No.
No.
But
I mean, I'm sure Spotify tries to lean, or
definitely.
either of them try to lean you that way because it's still business.
Yeah.
I mean,
luckily, a lot of them try to lean. So like that's called pay for play.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of like businesses will try and avoid that, but every once in a while you can kind of tell that they're like, pay for it.
Come
but
on.
from what I've read from Spotify, a lot. Well, I haven't read anything on Apple Music because again they don't send me anything. But from what I've read on Apple or Spotify, like a lot of it's pretty neutral and just trying to get like talented people up there. You know what I mean? And like kind of avoiding that part. But yeah. And then plus, I figured out a lot on how to actually like get there after Rosewater dropped. So it kind of pissed me off because I'm like, oh my god, like, I knew all this beforehand. Because you're supposed to apparently like send in the music like months before you actually put it out.
And then they'll do their own.
And they like dissect it, and then you get all the editors to like listen to it, you know, before it's even out. So then on drop day, it'll end up on a playlist. So I'll definitely do that.
Or they'll have it like on the new releases thing and all that. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Another question I had for you. Riley told me to ask this. He wanted me to ask you to explain because he said you're detailing behind it with the interludes, like the way you placed it. I kind of figured out beforehand, and like I didn't really have to ask him because it made sense to me. But like, how did you separate the album? I figured
well, okay, so I wanted to make this album tell like a continuous like story, right? And like obviously there is little breaks here and there, like where it's like that doesn't really go together. But like as a whole, I wanted to tell like a story of like my kind of story, at least like in the past, you know. So like it opens up with Late Night, which is like a relationship that's all based off like sex and lust and stuff like that, right? And then the guy gets out of it. And of course, I like to call our character, like I like to call the character of the album like the sailor, because it's like the sailboat and the beach, stuff like that, right? And so he gets out of this relationship, still kind of wounded from that, and like what I wanted to make it seem like is he's like a normal like teenage dude that like definitely has some underlying like stuff he needs to figure out for himself. You know what I mean? But instead of actually dealing with it, he's like covering it up with like love and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So then you have Gold Shores, which is like his first like heartbreak, where it's like hits him. You know what I mean? And then Lucid, he falls in love with the girl, but he's like, maybe I shouldn't do that, because he's like he learned his lesson from Gold Shores. And then the beach comes around, right? Which is Eddie's interlude.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about how like, hey man, focus on yourself, quit trying to do all this stuff. You know what I mean? And he almost listens, but you notice how like Eddie's voice is really quiet in that mix. He's not really hearing it. Not really hearing it, right? And then so he does that, and then he jumps into another one, another heartbreak, Doomed, right? And then this time Glass Heart comes around, and then he's like, all of like the problems come to the surface. You know what I mean? Like he cannot ignore them anymore. They're so freaking loud. And then it's too much for him to handle, so he's like, hey, instead of girls, I'm just gonna start doing drugs now on Cloud 9, right? Which is another way that you shouldn't go at all. Yeah. So then he does that, and then the sailboat falls in love with the girl from Lucid, right? That's why I wanted to try to tell that story. And of course, Riley's voice is super loud in that mix. Yeah. Because love is so much, emotions are so much louder than like logic and stuff like that. So then he does that, and then he goes into Dreamcatcher. Like he can't. I mean, Dreamcatcher and Close to You pretty much tell the same thing. It's like he's like falling in love with the girl. He's like slowly going deeper. And he's on a sailboat now of the Rosewater. So he was on the beach of Rosewater. Now he's on a sailboat in the Rosewater.
He's in the middle of it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like the Sea of Love. Rosewater sounds cooler. And then, boom, a storm hits. And hits him off the sailboat. He falls in the water. You know what I mean? He's like drowning now. That's Wrong Time. And like Wrong Time has like the whole beat sounds like it's underwater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The way you did all the beats were like, I was like, I can't believe, I've known you for a while, and I'm like, this is Brennan. What?
That's awesome, bro. But like, but yeah, the whole beat's like underwater, and that's him like drowning. You know what I mean? And then like he's like almost gets out, and then he drowns at the very end of Rosewater. That's when I remember he goes boom, like that at the very end. He's like dead. And then Love and Drugs is like the reflection of like what he did wrong. So instead of like facing the issues that he has within, he tried to cover it up with Love and Drugs. And that's kind of like the lesson learned. And then the next album I want to take a more like
lighthearted, not really.
Not lighthearted, but like happier approach. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like what he should have done, and then if he did this,
that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
I mean, do you plan on like so? You know, most artists have a scale of about an album a year.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe an album every year and a half. Unless your name's Lil Uzi or Playboi Carti, then they're just never going to come out.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, that kind of backfired because Lil Uzi just released
Shout out to Eternal Take, man.
But do you have a plan? Because then you have artists like Trippie Redd and all these people that are throwing out like
4 years.
Yeah, like every 3 months we're putting out a new album. And I personally like that because I like music.
Absolutely,
so,
me too.
You know, the more I can get from a good artist, the better.
Yeah.
So like, do you have like a scale of when you want to get these done?
I'd say as like such a young artist, you know what I mean? I want to start releasing like a few singles here and there, and then probably like 2 to 3 albums a year. That would be the.
And then the more like. You know, if luck goes your way and everything, you start slowing down, get a little more hype behind it.
That's what I was gonna do,
and then
absolutely.
Boom.
Because I think as a young artist, the whole goal is to put as much music as possible out there, and you know, obviously for me, I think that would be definitely like the best option to get out there is just pump freaking music 24/7.
So you have a lot more like music terminology knowledge than I do, I bet.
Yeah.
So I want to know. This is a question that's been like burning me. All right. So Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
Everybody's called his last album the. Please excuse me for being antisocial. Yeah. They call that his debut album. I've been listening to Roddy Ricch for like 2 years now, and it's definitely not his debut album.
Yeah, it's if I'm being 100% honest, I really don't know it. Like I've always thought that it meant like the
first. It's like
sometimes because like you have like Kendrick Lamar, which is like he had what's it called?
A mixtape almost.
Yeah. Oh, and then you have like Chance the Rapper, for example. He has Acid Rap, 10 Day. Well, Acid Rap and 10 Day were both mixtapes, but he has Coloring Book, and then he drops what is it called? The one that didn't
the one with the CD. I know.
Yeah, the one with the CD
just came out with
the Big Day. That's what it's called. And like everybody's like, this is his debut album. So yeah, I don't really know. I think it has something to do with like
exposure,
being under a label or something like that. I think that's how.
That might be what it is. Like you sign with a label.
That's the one thing I've literally been confused about forever, and I just never like.
Do you plan on signing with a label?
Huh? I'm not saying I'm not going to. Right. But I want to try and stay away from that as much as possible.
Well, like my favorite podcast to listen to right now, and he's a singer, is Mike Stud. I'm sure, or Mike now, I guess. But I've been listening to his, and he said like his journey under being without being under a label has been more free.
Absolutely.
And it's been more of his own work. Granted, he might not go mainstream as fast, but. It's been he feels like he went about it the right way.
Absolutely. My whole goal with my music is to put out 100% me, and like my whole thing with like not letting other people really. I mean, because obviously, you have like songs like Cloud9, which me and Riley literally made like 50 for 50. You know what I mean? Like we put equal effort into that. But almost every other song on that album is like all me, at least with the production and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of that is because I just want to follow a specific creative vision, you know? I mean, so you have artists like Tyler, the Creator, right? He has 100% creative control in all of his music. And every sound in that music comes from his mind.
Yeah.
Every bit of it. And it's so pure and weird and like sounds like no one else. And that's what I want to do because I feel like the main way to sound unique is to everything comes from you. You know, because of course you're not going to sound like everybody else if you're literally, it's all coming from you. You know, and that's what I want to do as an artist. And okay, if I signed a label that was going to go along with that, you know, sure.
Like a contract.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still all you.
Absolutely.
They're just going to help you put that out there, and they'll make a percentage of your making.
That would be fine.
That's what you're looking more for, a promotional contract, not really a creative.
Absolutely.
Contract.
Yeah. But like, I mean, that's my whole thing is I know too many labels where they try to take creative control over an album, and that's where I draw the line.
I mean, would there ever be a point where you'd want to work with like all these producers and stuff it's been a big deal in this kind of genre,
probably,
where they make the beat and then you just go over it, and maybe they take credit for it. So like, like Ballin' and with Roddy Ricch and Mustard and stuff like that. or like, I mean, I feel like there's just a certain point where some of these guys are so talented.
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to work with them and have that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I bring up Roddy Ricch again just because he's like one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
The first song I ever heard by him was Project Dreams with Marshmello.
Yeah.
And it really got him, like, now he's all him.
Absolutely.
And everything. So could that be a path maybe you take for...
Probably not, honestly. I mean, because I would love to, like, collaborate with people. For,
no, like everyone, not like 100%. Not like all, just like every once in a while, like, if somebody came to you, rather than you approaching them, like a big time DJ came to you and said, hey, I like your voice. If I made a beat for you, would you sing over it, like write the lyrics and everything? Would you consider it?
I probably would, yeah. I would definitely consider it. But, like, I mean, just as me, I'm such, like, a control freak whenever it comes to music.
Yeah, that's how
I hate, like, giving any, like, little, like, here, you do this, you know it for me, you know what I mean?
Which is, I'm bringing it back to this as well. The interludes, I asked Riley, did you write those and just have them read it?
Oh, no.
And what he said was, like, y'all, you kind of explained to him what you wanted, and then they wrote it.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the main thing I wanted to do, too, because, like, okay, you have Emma, Riley, and Eddie, right? All three of them, I picked those three, number one, because they're, like, three of my closest friends, right?
Yeah.
But the other reason is, like, all three of them have such different points of view in this point in their life, you know? And I thought that would be so cool just to, like, you see each side of it. Because, like, love, and like, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to flesh out, like, the concept of love, you know, and how it's affected me. But I also wanted to bring in those other points of view. Because everybody sometimes feels like the storm. Everybody has a point in their life where they feel like the sailboat. Everybody has a point in their life where they feel like the beach. You know what I mean? And even if it's not now, you will or you have felt like that before. Yeah. And I felt like just bringing in different points of view on the whole topic. I mean, because the whole album is me singing. The whole album is my point of view. You know what I mean? And I thought that it'd be cool if, like, oh, for this little part right here, it's someone else's point of view. It's not my point of view anymore. You know? And I thought that would be really interesting and, like, more thought-provoking than just...
So, you put a lot of thought into everything. And so I heard the first song on it. Like, speaking of what, you're, like, embedded in each one of these podcasts, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, Cloud9 is my... the original version of Cloud9 that you recorded with Riley is my outro.
That's so cool.
And it's your voice. It's not Riley's voice.
That's awesome, man.
I made like a little... Yeah, that was like, 4 months ago. So that was the first time I heard it. And Riley was here the first time I made my YouTube video. And I was like, man, I got to put an outro on this. Do you think Brendan would be cool? And he said he texted you. I don't know if you...
He might have. I think he
And he
did.
said it was good. So I did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like... And now it's kind of all come back, and now you're actually here on the podcast.
That's so cool, man. I had no idea about that, but that's awesome.
It's I don't know. It doesn't sound at all the same as when, like, that version sounds a lot different than what y'all ended up coming up with. And I don't know. I just feel like you did a lot of good work on that album.
Thank you.
It's like,
thank you very much.
With the thinking and everything, where I was going with that was like time scale.
Yeah.
What was the first song you recorded on that album?
Gold Shores.
Gold Shores?
Gold Shores is the first one, and that was probably about September.
So, I mean, you're talking about a 7-month scale.
And then, well, hold on. So,
for your first.
Gold Shores was the first song I recorded for that album, and that was like September, October-ish. And then Wrong Time was the last song I recorded, and that was... When was, like, the cheer competition? Like January?
I think it was January. Mid-January?
Yeah, so January. So that from September to January was that whole album process. Now, I slacked off a lot.
That's how I get on here.
I took my time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, with this next one, now that I actually, like, I have, like, the resources, I guess, I need in order to actually, like, pump music out all the time, because I'm a lot better at piano than I used to be and stuff like that. So, like, this album probably is going to take a little bit quicker. But, like, at least with that one, yeah. I mean, it was
and it was also your first time writing all these lyrics.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's technically Rosewater is the second album I wrote.
You just scrapped the first one?
I scrapped the first one. So,
is there any songs that you put out? Or
Voyager, Everybody,
those are the
and
3
Mary
songs?
are the 3 best songs out of the album that I made.
So you just kept those. You said, I'll release this as an EP, and then we'll just move on to the album.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which didn't come out very far in between each other. It was like 3 weeks?
I think it worked out really well, actually.
Yeah, I mean...
Definitely. I mean, yeah, it was like 3 or 4 weeks.
Do you avoid looking at your stats?
Huh?
Do you like...
No. Okay. If I'm being honest with you, it's so hard not to look at them. Like, it's so
no, I understand.
Because, like, I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, what's my listeners? I actually had one day, I think it was Thursday, and, like, that morning I had, like, 700 listens or streams on Low Rosewater.
But
and then that night, I had, like, 1,000, and I was like, whoa.
Every time I'm, like, driving home, it's like, I get off work.
Yeah.
I work at Wingstop, so like getting off at 11:30. I take a coworker home, so I'm not getting back here till like 12:20.
Right.
And so I have a 30-minute drive, and I'll just like put your playlist on or your album on, like in order.
Yeah.
Because I always like having night driving music, and this has just been it's actually replaced Khalid.
Yeah.
So I think it's. Do you have a favorite song?
Huh? By me?
I mean, like, so obviously you're gonna be proud of every single one of them, or you wouldn't have put them out there. But do you have a personal favorite that you could pick out and say,
probably
I
Lucid.
like this one? Lucid?
I think Lucid's probably my favorite song.
I think Riley said his favorite song was Glass Heart.
Glass Heart's really good too, yeah. Okay, here's the issue with Glass Heart, right? Glass Heart I made, and whenever I made that thing, like, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever made. Right? This is before Lucid. Well, actually, Lucid was... I'll get into Lucid later. Because Lucid, like, was one of those songs that took forever to make. So, yeah, I recorded Glass Heart probably, like, December-ish, around then. And then I remember I went over to my friend Connor's house. We were, like, in his RV, and I was like, here, I want to show you guys something. And, dude, we played the shit out of Glass Heart so much. Like, we played it so much. And now, like, I listen to it, I'm like, this is good, but like it just doesn't have the same weight because I've heard it so many times.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. I stopped doing that with this next one. Because now that I'm working on songs, I'm like, I can put them on my phone, and if I put them on my phone, I listen to it 24/7 because I'm like, what do I need to improve? And I like try to dissect it, and I get so tired of the song. So now I like make sure that it just stays on my computer at home, so I don't get to hear it all the time. You know.
Especially like, then you're finding like little tiny things, and you're like, man, I want to fix it, and then you make it worse.
Exactly.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I know
you overthink it.
You're like, man, I need to go back and remake this, and then the whole song's scrapped.
Absolutely.
Which is probably what you did with the first album.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of. The first album, dude, was just like... Okay, Voyager, that is the second song I've ever wrote.
It's good.
Yeah, thank you.
I think my favorite song out of those 3 is probably Voyager.
Voyager?
Yeah.
Mary's my favorite. I hate that Mary's like the least popular.
Riley said Mary's his favorite too.
Because I'm like sitting there and I'm like, bro, like everybody's sleeping on Mary so much.
I'm not just saying this because you're here and I'm talking to you. It's just like every song you put out is good. It's not like any of them are unlistenable. Right. It's just all been so good. I'm sure like eventually you're gonna release a song that's like, it's happening. Yeah. Every artist is gonna do it, but like every one you put out so far is good.
Thank you.
I mean, like you said though, Mary is a little too long.
It's too long. It's boring too. I'm not gonna lie.
2 minutes and 30 seconds to like 3 minutes and 30 second songs.
Oh my god.
And sometimes it drags on and like, but the lyrics are good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean
that's the only thing I like about it.
The lyrics are good.
Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, Voyager's like, people try to make Voyager deep too. So many people came up to me and been like, so is Voyager like space like a representation of like depression? And I'm like, I wish I thought of that. I'm like,
no,
it's badass spaceman lost in space misses his girlfriend. That's it. Like that's literally like that is literally what the song's about. Because I heard the boom, 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 and I'm like, ooh, that sounds like spacey. So I'm gonna make a space song. And then, but yeah, Mary was like the first like deep song I wrote, and it just has like a special place in my heart, like forever.
I think "Love and Drugs" is one of my favorite.
Thank you. That's the least. That's literally the least popular song on that album. It's literally one of the best.
I don't know if you know who Paloma is. She makes YouTube videos as well.
Yeah.
But like, so I ride with her every day. And I play that album for her, and I guess I'd never gotten to the bottom of it because I heard, and then I didn't even realize "Love and Drugs" existed until like 2 days ago. We're like writing. And I'm like, oh my god, this song is like deep. Yeah. And like I know what Mary's referring to. Yeah. It's not. So you're using it like you said, you're using it, the love and drugs thing, and now you're using a word to describe a girl or like refer to a girl and weed, like in the same word. And I was like, dude, you did it with Mary too, but like that's genius.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I don't really know any artist that's ever done that.
Yeah, I love that, man. I need to stop writing songs about weed, bro.
My favorite song's probably Gold Shores.
Gold Shores?
I told Riley that. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite song.
That's funny to me, though. That's really funny to me. Because that's the first song I made for the album. It's it's almost like, and it still, like, has that sound that, like, Voyager and everything had. Because I think, like, Gold Shores still holds on to, like, the old sound that I used to have. And then every other song is, like, way over here.
You killed every chorus, by the way.
Thank
like,
you.
There's, I was talking to Riley about it the other day. I was taking him home. I think it was Thursday. I was taking him home. I'm like, I'll be sitting in class just like writing, and all of a sudden I'll just be singing like any one of your songs, like just like
California. That's it.
You came into and that's another thing. Like a lot of artists, I find, like you go back and you listen to their music and you're like, why didn't he put this lyric in? Or like, so you remember last year, Coach Westbrook every morning would play. The Kodak and Lil Wayne song, Coding Dreamin'.
Yeah.
And it was clean, obviously, but every time he played it like every morning. Mm-hmm. And I'd always go back and think, why didn't he say, put a neutron on my penis? If you're like, you know, like...
What?
Go back and listen to the song. And he says, like, put a neutron on my pinky. And I'm like, he was talking about Venus. He rhymed Venus and pinky. And I was like, why would you rhyme Venus and penis? Or like, sometimes you go back and listen to Juice WRLD and he'll say girl in a place he should have said bitch. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand, like, the profanity thing. It's just, like, sometimes you gotta... There's some lyrics that you wish they'd go back and change.
Yeah. I've never thought that deep on rap lyrics, but yeah.
Okay, just like the catchiness.
Kodak.
No, but I'm like, just catchiness. And I don't think there was anything you missed out on that.
I'm glad you thought that.
There's no like. I'm glad you. There's no word you should have said, bitch instead of girl. So, I don't know if that's a compliment or.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think. How long have we been doing this so far?
No idea. 27 minutes, right?
Yeah. I can't even find the times.
That's right there, right? At the bottom.
Oh yeah. No, that is it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's kind of flowing.
Yeah, I like it. Good vibe.
That's kind of the goal of this thing. It's like
a conversation.
You know, I don't care. Usually, every other one's been about sports because that's kind of where I want to go with my career direction is sports broadcasting and reporting. But it'd be nice to come on here every once in a while and just have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, for real.
And like, I don't know if you know Preston Porter.
He sounds real.
He graduated last year. Yeah. He was in that movie that they recorded that they made at the Pythian home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was in that. Yeah. And so I had him on, and we had all this giant discussion about that. But then we still incorporated sports into it and talked about it was a football movie, so that was easier. And we talked about like football and stuff. And last one was like, you know, you talk about slacking off. It was 5 weeks ago. I didn't even decide that I wanted you on here until 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we had to wait till after the album came out, which I think is definitely the better choice.
Definitely, yeah.
Because now we don't have to.
So much more to talk about.
Yeah, you can't keep things hidden.
Yeah, for real.
How long did you send it in? Like, how long? You said you're supposed to send it in months before.
Oh, dude, I sent it. Okay, so that's exactly why. So you remember, you would ask me whenever it would come out, and then I'd be like, before Sunday. Like, that's all I would say.
That's right? Yeah.
And the thing is, so whenever you send it out, like, months in advance, so usually Spotify and usually it takes about a week for them to clear everything, and then they can just put it out whenever. And then, so there's like a few options. So you can either choose like a specific release date, it's like months in advance, or you can just hit right away. So basically what I did with Rosewater is I sent it around, I don't even remember when I sent it out, but like I sent it out probably like a week before it came out, and I just said right away. So then that's why like.
So with the next one, with the next one, you're gonna have like a date, and that's what I was saying about like Twitter. Like when I texted you and asked if you had a Twitter, because I was gonna give you just like a quick shout out, but
for real. I need to get Twitter, honestly.
I found that so much on this, like coming in contact with people. Like I've been in contact with people I never thought I would have talked to.
Yeah.
About like just little things, whether it was like sports. I just talked to like the Marlins PR guy.
Damn, that's crazy.
Public relations guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work out. But
still, bro.
But like,
yeah.
I just talked I've been DMing like minor league baseball players, and
I realize my age kind of like throws it off. I'm 17. I don't have a degree in anything, so it's harder to get the professional athletes on here.
Yeah.
But they see what I'm doing, and they're like, hey, I'm going to shoot him a DM back, just like, go talk to him. I've had some good conversations with some guys. And I found that Twitter, and promotion-wise, too. Like, I'm promoting things, and then sometimes somebody will retweet it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I have a tweet that has 2,000 impressions or whatever. Granted, they'll have like 4 clicks, 4 link clicks, but you're getting it out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And music is probably a little easier to do that because like this is very select.
Yeah.
Right. Like not everybody's gonna want to watch an hour-long video and just a guy talking. Whatever. Eventually, I do want to like. So if and when I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, I'm gonna go through the process of start getting these out on Spotify.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to go all the way back to 1. I'm going to start at a certain point, like whether it be this one or 3 in the future or just the next one I record after I hit 100. I'm going to start putting them out there.
Right.
And they'll come out a week before on here, and then a week after it'll be on Spotify.
All right.
So that way people could just listen to it in the car because that's how I do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That process, I've watched videos on it, and I'm like, God, this is gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
Is it terrible? I mean,
it's honestly a lot easier than you'd think it is. Cause like, okay, so for me, I use a CD Baby, and it's like this little program where you like send them your stuff, and you have to pay for it. You have to pay in order to get on Spotify, by the way. That's like annoying. But
how much do you have to pay?
Rosewater was $150. Yeah, but I mean the reason for that is because so you have to pay $10 for every single like writer that's on the album, okay? So of course there's me, obviously, and then it would have been like $120 if it was just Avery and Caitlin and Riley, but Emma and Eddie technically count as writers on it, so then I had to add them in it too, so it bumped it up to $150. But yeah,
dude, you didn't even credit it.
Huh?
You didn't even credit it.
Oh, I did.
You did?
Yeah, he's in the. If you go to like the credits, because I didn't want to put like featuring Eddie because that would be weird. But but if you go to like the credits on Spotify, like it says Eddie Juarez, like I read under that.
No, okay.
Yeah, same thing with like Emma too.
So, but at the end of the day, you come back and you could be profiting off of it.
Oh, definitely. I'll probably make more than. Well, I wouldn't say probably, but hopefully, because they pay you every year, so every 3 months. Hopefully, by the time this quarter comes around, I'll be like making like $200 from that. Hopefully,
and then you're profiting.
Yeah,
and then that can go into the next project.
Absolutely.
And then
yeah,
it might be a process. That or I mean like the thing I was saying about music is very hit or miss. Yeah. Tonight you could blow up.
Oh yeah, for tonight the right person.
Literally just like boom.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden you're hot in New York, and then you're hot in Colorado.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not just like around this one little bubble area, which people who get their start in bigger cities, like we're in Weatherford, Texas.
Yeah, exactly,
not very many people know where Weatherford, Texas is. I mean, like if you've ever talked to anybody from even in the state of Texas, and they're like, oh, so where are you from? It's 30 minutes east or 30 minutes west of Fort Worth. It's not Weatherford. It's a little town 30 minutes west of Fort Worth. But like if you were in Fort Worth, and all of a sudden you have like 3 or 4 schools, you platform from one to the other, and all of a sudden it gets to Dallas. Then all of a sudden it gets to Austin. Yeah. And now it's throughout the state of Texas. People are going on like this is what I think is great about because I talked to somebody who made music before social media was huge. And so now you have like TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and all of the all of these things that you can just blow up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you have like you're making music with the right person, and then the next thing you know, you're a mainstream artist.
Definitely.
Or it could go the other way too. I mean, like it could go you pour hundreds of dollars into it, thousands of dollars into it, and just go nowhere. Yeah. And it feels like a waste of time, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like it's more of the experience.
Absolutely. No, that's my whole thing. Like, cause bro, let's just hold on. Let me read this quote. Cause I like live by this, bro. So like, Tyler the Creator, right? Literally like favorite artist all the time.
He is your favorite? That was one of my questions. You just stole one of my questions.
I love him, bro. So he has this quote, and it's money is great, but that's not why I do what I do. some people's end goal is this and that, whether it's a house nice or whatever. So they'll work hard and put all this hunger and energy into one thing, music. But once they get that result, they relax. They bust a nut and now they're chilling. Whereas me, I get off to the music itself. And that's something I can't grasp. I can't go to a store and buy that feeling. But it's a feeling I keep wanting, so I keep making shit. Going for ideas, whether or not people like them or not. Like, that right there is, like, what I live by. So, like, that's the thing, like, you have a lot of people that make music to, I don't know, get something out of it. You know what I mean? But, like, me, like, hell, a year ago, I wasn't going to put any of this stuff out. You know what I mean? I was just
so you've been doing this?
I've been doing it probably for, like, I've been writing songs I've been singing my whole life. And then I've been writing songs for probably like 2 or 3 years. And then I've been making beats for a while too. I probably started making beats when I was like 13.
On GarageBand, right?
Yeah, and my phone. I didn't really start taking it, because basically I remember last year, like, I made this one beat. And I started showing my friends, and they're like, yo, that's actually like kind of good. Because if it all started, literally, no joke, whole music career started off me making diss tracks with my friends.
That's dope.
Entire thing. Like, literally, I would make like these trash trap beats that I would like put like heavy ass auto-tune on my voice, and they'd be like, fuck Andrew, he a dumb bitch, and like all this other stuff. And that's like the most trash lyrics, and we just thought it was funny. And then out of nowhere, like I started, like we all did it. Like all my friends did it. And then out of nowhere, like my beats just started getting actually really good. And then all of them were like, bro, why are your beats so good on this?
Like, why are you putting so much effort into
for
this?
real, yeah. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's fun, you know what I mean? And plus my dad's so in me. My dad, for real, like, only reason any of this is going on. Like, for real. Like, literally, biggest inspiration, biggest role model for music. He's pushed me probably the most out of, like, anybody, like, for real. Credit goes to my dad.
I mean, parents do. I mean, absolutely. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody can say, you know, like, anybody can get out of any situation. So, if your parents are bad and stuff like that, you're just put at a disadvantage. But you can get out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I have much to talk on that topic, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm
my
a
parents are awesome
person at all.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, you're put at a disadvantage and you get out. But with inspiration from, you know, your parents,
absolutely,
it helps. Like, you know, I send every one of these podcasts, I send a link out to my whole family, and they'll all at least watch like 5 minutes of it, which is, I don't expect you to sit down and watch an hour long video. You know, I just. It feels good, because then they'll come back and say, hey, I'm proud of you. Like, it's just that, like, one little, it keeps you going, right? Like, so if I made these videos and send them out and they're like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And don't make a comment about it. It'd be like, well, then why am I even doing this? And my family doesn't even, like, watch it. Why am I even doing this?
Yeah, for real.
And then it's like, it starts from a low point. So, like, you know, it starts with your friends and your family. And then all of a sudden, you're getting comments from people you've never seen. And then you're getting mentions, and then, like, you have people, like, I've talked to people from Utah. I've talked to people from Florida, from New York. Like, they've said, man, I agree with a lot of the stuff you're saying. It's, I watch, like, my average watch time, which I was, like, the stats thing is terrible to look at on YouTube, because when you look at it and you're making hour-long videos and the average watch time is like 6 minutes, you're like... But...
Yeah.
I mean...
But that goes back to the point, like, it's about the craft.
Yeah, no, it's about, like...
Because I bet you're like that, too. Like, you enjoy the process of creating it. You know
I have a tweet... Oh, I can't look at my phone. I have a tweet that I put out. I was like, it's never about... It was never about the results.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about the conversations I'm having, and, like... if I wasn't doing this, like... When would me and you have ever had time to, like, just sit down and have a conversation about this?
Real.
Like, it's...
Absolutely.
Or anybody who clicks on this video, who would have known these questions that we're talking about?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The people that you're close to, or, you know... Plus, there's no losing in this.
Oh, no, none.
I know a lot of people, because no matter what you say, good media... No media is bad media.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it could be the worst perception ever, but then, guess what? Your name's trending on Twitter. Your name, like, everybody knows who you are.
Oh, I get what you mean.
And, so, like, no media is bad media. So, like, sitting here talking about it, like, talking to you, God, 3 years in the future, you could be platinum, right? And they go back, they just want to, like, watch interviews on YouTube. Bro. Oh, look at this.
Boom, there you blow up.
before... It's just how it goes. I mean, like, you have a lot bigger chance of, like,
bro, I wouldn't say that at all, dog. I mean, we're all on the same level right here.
No, like, music I'm saying like that category of stuff is like more mainstream, especially like rap and that. Not really. I still haven't the genre, whatever genre you are. Like the slower beat, the vibe music.
Vibe. We'll call it vibe music. I like that. I like that. I've never heard someone call our music that. I like that. Because I always do like alternative pop R&B, and that's what I always say. But yeah, vibe music sounds better.
But it's not really R&B.
Yeah, not really. R&B. There's like elements of R&B, but like that's not.
There's so many subgenres, dude. The music, like you could be talented in one area and not talented in another, and all of a sudden there you got a whole new subgenre of rap or pop or whatever. And like, what if you're calling it a subgenre of rap? Yeah, that's good because rap has been I think last year it was like 76% of listeners of what rap. Yeah, like, and I was listening to Mike Seth's podcast, like I was saying, and he said, or he was talking to this guy, and he's like, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have seen that. Like, it's about pop or whatever. Huge. Like, people who invested in rap 20 years ago are now profiting off of it now and becoming like millionaires.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just how it is. Like, very few conversations a day are you talking about like something random, and all of a sudden a song comes up, right? Or an artist comes up, like, because artists really do have like effect on people.
Definitely, dude. No, 100%. Artists is like, they're like the...
It's like you don't personally know them, right? Yeah. But it's almost like
you can touch people. I think that's like the beauty of everything. Because like, okay, music is like my like therapy, you know what I mean? And I think the coolest part about that is that I know that if I love listening to other people's music whenever they're going through the same shit that I am. Right? Yeah. And like, I know for a fact that like, with how I write, with my writing style, right? Other people are feeling the same way towards my music, and I think that is literally the most like beautiful thing with art, is because art is such like art in general, like painting, music, anything, you know what I mean? I would even count this as somewhat art, you know what I mean? It's semi, you know what I mean? But like it speaks to people on a way that other things can't, just words can't. You know what I mean?
That's what my big deal was, like Juice WRLD. Yeah. I never really, for a long time, I didn't like Juice WRLD. Yeah. And then Summer 17, Heartbroke. Yeah. Number one played song of 2017 was All Girls Are the Same. Like, that's just how it is.
I love All Girls. I remember it. Yeah.
I know. Like Juice WRLD. It kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. Like, his deal was he records 6 songs a day.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't for the money.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah. It was just he loved doing
it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I think it shows in a lot of people's music too. I think the people that like have true love for music, because you always say people fall off, and the people that have that love for music, they never fall off.
Post Malone. Huh? Like Post Malone. Yeah. And Travis Scott. Absolutely. Because like, did you watch his documentary on Netflix?
Yes. No, I love Travis Scott.
And he had the videos of him like on the Ferris wheel just rapping. Yeah. Like when he was 6. Like that's a love for music. That's what I'm saying. That's how it is.
Yeah. And you don't lose that. You always have it.
No. Yeah. I mean, and then you have the people that you get connected through, like depressed times, like the happy times. Exactly, like you can look back on the memories of you riding in a car down the interstate here in a small town, blaring music with your friends. Yeah. Stuff like that. For real. And then you have the hype songs, like before you went out and played sports, you listen to the song. Next thing you know, you threw a perfect game, and it's your favorite song. Like it's just how it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Music plays so much in our life that you you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah. Like, I think music's just so cool because it's like it's the only way it's abstract. Like you can communicate so much with just sounds. You know what I mean? I think that's so fucking cool. Because chords are like literally my favorite thing in the world.
When it comes to like moments, so like when me and Jameson got in that wreck our sophomore year, when me and him got caught in the parking lot vaping our sophomore year, the first thing you ask him, like you text him right now and you say, what do you remember about those situations? The song, both times. We know exactly what song was playing. And now all of a sudden we'll be riding around together and somebody will grab a phone, type in the song.
Hey bro,
we know this.
No, dude, I totally feel that because I got in a wreck over the summer, and like there was this dude that pulled out in front of me, and I was listening to like this weird ass like Brockhampton song, and it was just blaring, and like I remember whenever I got it, like fit the freaking wreck perfectly because it's like boom, bow, 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 bow. It's like super loud, but every time I hear that song now, like I look at my friend Ethan, I'm like, bro, hey, that's what happens.
That's
what we're listening to.
It's just like it's the sound. It hits a different nerve in your brain or something like that.
That's funny you mentioned that, bro. I never thought about that, man.
It's
just triggers like memories and stuff. Or even like heartbreak. Like if you like break, like you and a girl don't work out or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you like listen to a song and like cry to it or something like that.
Yeah, because it was
you're always gonna remember that.
And every couple they say this is our song.
You know what I mean?
It's just you can. Music is it's such a big deal.
I know.
And, we take it for granted and stuff.
Definitely,
Same with the artists, and especially in rap, you're having an artist die every 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally every 3 months, you had Lil Peep or Mac Miller or Juice WRLD or X or Pop. I didn't even listen to Pop Smoke I really didn't listen to any of these guys except for Juice WRLD.
Mac.
I have 2 Mac Miller songs I like. I know a lot of people that like Mac Miller, and like Riley was obsessed with X, and he was over here. He came over here after he died.
Yeah,
like this is crazy.
It is really sad that a lot of these great artists are dying, because it's just like you're right. We just take it for granted. You know what I mean?
And that obviously we're gonna have that I think he had 2,000 songs backloaded with Just Roll, and we're gonna have those.
Yeah,
but we don't have him.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's not gonna be the same. It's the same thing with X's. I know a lot of people that didn't even listen to X's stuff after he died because it didn't feel like him.
Because it isn't. I mean, if I'm being real, that wasn't X. No, none of his new music was him.
I listened to this stuff on the X Presents 4. I listened to Empty.
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of the stuff without him. Or Whoa.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like
absolutely. It still felt like phony. That's the one thing I actually liked about Circles by Mac Miller. You know what I mean? That was the one that was actually you could still tell it was him. This was almost done before they finished it. You know what I mean? They in fact, they took 2 years to make it too.
And I think that it was basically done. It was just hard to
and they took
it out.
The guy that finished it was literally one of Mac's closest friends.
Yeah.
And producers that he's worked with forever. And that guy just fixed it up here and there and then just put it out.
And my favorite song on that album is Blue World.
Blue World's so freaking good. Yeah. I love Blue World. Hand-me-downs. I
haven't listened to a lot of it.
Yeah.
I think Blue World's really the only one I've listened to.
Complicated's good as hell too. I just love it because it's just it's just freaking I love those loud synth noises.
But I mean, when it comes to music, have you been stereotyped at all? At the school or your music you do you pop perks?
Oh no, not at all. I don't think with my music. Because I think a lot of people I have the benefit of. Honestly, I'm pretty much known as a pretty goody around the school anyway. You know what I mean? I think I am. I wouldn't know. Anyway.
I know you a lot more personally.
But, I don't think, no. I haven't experienced any of that kind of stereotype. I think a lot of people do stereotype me in the SoundCloud rapper.
But you're not. I can tell you.
That's what I would say. I'm that's not me. This is my music. I swear to God.
This is everything. And plus, the SoundCloud rappers are little. When you think of SoundCloud, right? You think of Lil Pump. You think of Blueface.
Yeah.
You think of these trash people that do they've gotten better.
Yeah.
But they're still memes. They'll always be 6ix9ine. They'll all be memes. And I actually like 6ix9ine's music. I always have. But I still think of him as a meme.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Swervin' was my most played song of 2019.
Swervin's good.
It was my most played song of 2019.
No,
and I still, every time I hear 6ix9ine's part, I just immediately think of a meme. It's just how it is.
Yeah, I feel that.
And the stuff you put out is not meme worthy. It's real music.
Thank you. That's what I hope to accomplish. Because I just want to be genuine. I want to be completely transparent and not phony at all.
Yeah, just
because that's one thing I never really do with my music. I don't really lie, and
You ever gonna spit bars? You ever gonna spit bars?
I'm trying. I'm never gonna spit Riley, what he did on Doomed. No, but Rex. You know Rex Orange County. You know him?
Yeah.
He raps sometimes. You know what I mean? That's kind of stuff I want to make, because it's just real chill. It's way more about the lyrics than the flow.
That's how
that's what I always want to do with me, is because dude, I'm this 16-year-old white kid who's, you know what I mean, this lives in the suburbs. I'm not gonna be over here spitting bars and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? But I want to I feel it's a way for me to say more, because you can say a lot with just speaking sometimes. You know what I mean? And if that speaking happens to follow the beat and rhyme, Sounds cool.
And it goes back to the emotional attachment to music. It's just like you can put your emotions out into words. It's like writing. A lot of people writing. They'll write down how they feel.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, it's basically the same thing. You're just putting it out there for the world to hear.
Definitely. And melody communicates so much, but I think like a good artist knows how to combine melody and speech. And I think that's what's like really drives that home, you know? And like, yeah, I just think that's cool. So maybe that. I definitely would say that for future projects, you could definitely hear a verse where like I'm rapping.
But it's not like just hardcore.
Definitely not anything like that.
But that's how I am. If you go through, I have a playlist with probably 250 songs on there. I could spit everywhere to every set. But I mean, obviously not the newer ones, but like the songs I've heard so many times. Yeah. The lyrics speak. Mm-hmm. It's not like a lot of the mainstream stuff. I don't listen to it. Like with 21 Savage, I listen to some of his stuff, but it's the stuff that you can hear him and you understand what he's saying. Yeah. And you know what you know like the feeling put into the song. Yeah,
I agree with that, but I think also there's a time and a place for it. Because I mean, at the same time, like,
find myself like going to work being pissed off, so I'll skip through some sad songs and just get mad. That's how it is.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, trust me, I used to be this kid that was like, I wouldn't listen to anything that like wasn't lyrically dense, I guess, you know what I mean? But like, I think melody and flow are like the two things that make lyrics interesting, right? So you have people like Kendrick Lamar, literally one of my favorite artists of all time, right? He takes lyrics and flow, performs the shit out of both, right? And it's fire, right? But then you have people like, you know, like Migos or something like that. Hell, even Travis Scott sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I don't think anybody's over here going like, oh yeah, Travis Scott's deep, bro. You know what I mean? But like, the way Travis Scott uses melody and like flow and delivery conveys so much more than just what he's saying. And plus, Travis Scott, it doesn't matter what he's saying, bro. Well, anything that comes out of Travis Scott's mouth sounds badass. So like, you know what I mean?
I think I've always called Travis Scott the most talented, untalented person on earth. Because like, he writes. Have you ever heard him without autotune?
No, I have, yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he puts autotune over it. I think it's become him. Yeah. It's just how it is. If you hear a lot of autotune, you just immediately it's Travis Scott.
Yeah. I think autotune.
It's a branding.
It's a vocal effect to me. That's all it is. Because a lot of people see it as like you're cheating. Because a lot of people think that it's like, oh, he can't sing, so he puts autotune on his voice.
Tory Lanez.
Yeah, something like that. But you look at me for example. I don't use any autotune in any of my stuff.
No, like you can tell.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you have stuff like Glass Heart, where like, yeah, like there's like the weird vocal effects I put on my voice. And it just enhances it. You know what I mean? It just makes it sound cool.
It's not about cheating the system.
It sounds about cool as hell.
It's about putting something out there that you feel like is better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think like that's what Travis Scott is, a stylistic choice rather than a cheating choice.
Nobody else can like your music until you do. Exactly. It's the same thing with these. Nobody else can like these until I do.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
Nobody else can like a book until the author does. It's just. You know, it's all about personal preference and you being you. Which, I mean, it could go 7,000 different ways. Like, you could be... It's all based on your... You could really tell who a person is based on the art they put out there. Because everybody's artistically talented. Oh, definitely,
yeah.
Like, I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's artistically talented, whether it be in a job, like just excelling at work... Or music.
I think literally anyone can put out art. I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's just, but they can't. A lot of people don't because they're not accepting of it.
Yeah,
it's all about or worrying about getting judged at school. Like you know, now a lot of people are so much younger in the music industry. Yeah. Like probably out of all the people we listen to, the average age is probably like 23.
Oh yeah,
definitely. It's because people are so worried about what society's going to think about them. When in reality, who cares? I don't care. Definitely. I don't care what my neighbor thinks about me. Oh, it's me.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I am. That's why I'm just so transparent with my music. You know, I'm like I want people to like literally know Brennan Holyfield by just listening to my music. Like I want people to know me.
And how it usually goes is you're so worried. The people that are so caught up and worried about what people are going to think about them, it usually backfires the other way, and more people are going to support them, but they'll never know because they're never brave enough to put it out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying like 100% always going to go that way. You're always going to have people that are going to be like, you can't do this, you can't do that. But that's a lot what I want to do with this.
Yeah.
You have people. I'm going to have anybody in here who wants to like excel at something.
Absolutely.
So I can promote them. Because if you promote somebody, I mean, like good things come around. Like, how is it helping me if I were to tell you you're never going to get anywhere?
Yeah, it doesn't help you at all.
Or tell somebody else, oh, you're never gonna get that bonus. And I mean, it might help you work harder, but how is it helping me?
Yeah, for real.
That's why, like, the old saying, like, the bullies are always the most insecure and stuff. That's how it really is.
Oh, definitely.
Like, it's 100% how it is. Do you know what you're gonna do after high school?
Yeah, pretty much. I want to go to, obviously if music doesn't work out, I want to go to, take my basics at Holyfield, and then probably go to tech after that.
A lot of people said tech. I wonder why.
Number one, my grades aren't that great, so tech's really easy to get into. But I'm not
a tech person, but my stepbrother's going to tech, so we have it hanging out.
But that's kind of my whole thing. And plus, I want to be like a therapist, probably.
Therapist, like psychologist, and then music's good for that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you were saying, music therapy is a real deal. It's a real thing.
Definitely. I mean, but my whole thing is like, honestly, I don't realistically see myself doing anything but music. And I think people that are like that drive me so much to get this.
Well, that's how I am. I don't see myself doing anything not related to sports. Like,
yeah, absolutely, because it's the passion.
My original plan was I was going to go be a high school teacher, but I was going to coach. I was going to be a baseball coach. Yeah. And now my career path has kind of changed, and I decided I want to get into broadcasting, reporting, and writing, and all this. Yeah. So I'm going to major in like communications or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
It's just how it is.
I would love to go to music school, but I definitely want some. I'm a real stickler on wasted time. And I definitely want to really get some backbone behind music. And then I'll go to music school. That's how I am. But honestly, I might do it anyway. No matter what happens. Yeah, because my thing is like, why settle?
You can't.
I don't think. I think that's one thing that people do so much in life is just settle on what, like, they're like, oh, I wanted to do this, but I settled on this, And I think that honestly, like, bro, it's your life. Like, you're only here once. Like, I know it's cliche, but like, you're only here one time. You got one shot. So why wouldn't you want to hit like the top of where you want to go? You know what I mean? Like, you want to put everything into this one thing you want to do, and that's how I am. Because like I want to make music, and like I really don't want to settle for anything else besides that. And I'm not one of those people. I don't want to be like famous off of this. If I can live like my parents, you know what I mean, upper middle class, and just make music all the time, bro, I'm happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
play a few live shows every once in a while, and that's my thing. Is I know for a fact
make enough money to get by.
Yeah, if I have enough time and resources to just make music all the time and just improve myself, I'll get there one day. You know what I mean? That's my thing. I know for a fact that would happen.
It's repetition.
Exactly.
It's a lot of repetition.
And I like that I'm starting in high school too, because I feel like it gives me. I have literally 2 years of free time to just perfect my craft.
See, I have to balance. I have to balance. So I'm working. I have school.
Yeah.
I have baseball. And I have this. So I have to balance all 4 of those things and still produce here, because if I'm not consistent enough with this, obviously people aren't going to watch.
Yeah, for real.
It's like I said, repetition, which is the weird thing, because like sports have so many metaphors, like when it comes to life. But the one metaphor that screws everybody off is like the whole you can do anything you set your mind to. So like with baseball, you can go, but one day somebody's going to tell you can't go anymore.
Oh yeah.
Or with football, you can go, but one day somebody's going to tell you can't go anymore.
Yeah.
But in real life, you can go, and and nobody can tell you can stop if you keep your mind to it. That's the one, like, the sports have that such good, like, team mentality, and there's so many metaphors you can ride with, but the most important one is the one that can't. So like, I'm going to put my mind into being a baseball player. That's what I want to do, obviously. But eventually somebody's going to tell me, you can't do that anymore. Like, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be 10 years down the road, whether it be 20 years down the road, somebody's going to say, you can't do this anymore. You're just, you're stunted. That's how it is.
Absolutely.
But I found a way around that by trying to keep a career path in that section.
Like, definitely. Yeah, I see that a lot.
So cool. It's not all about playing.
Right.
It's just about
being involved.
Being involved in it.
Yeah. Still having something revolve around your passion. I think that's good.
Even if one day it's less fun, it's more of a job. It doesn't matter. It's what I want to do. It's what I'm deciding to do.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I'm living and I'm living am I satisfied and I'm happy, I don't care. I don't care if somebody says you suck at what you do I'm having fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Yeah, definitely. I think people should definitely. One thing, like for me, for example, like I have all the resources to make a career out of this. And I think it'd be a waste if I didn't do it, because God gave me the ability to sing, all this other stuff. He gave me a good family that would help me pursue my passion. So if I don't pursue that passion, I'm just wasting. That's a giant middle finger to everything that he gave me. You know what I mean? And I see every blessing as like just building blocks for what I want to become. And eventually I have to take the reins and steer it my direction. And that's what I've started doing now with making music. I think, it's cool shit.
It's another thing about the statistics, though. Mm-hmm. It's like when you're involved in sports.
Yeah.
All you do is look at statistics, especially when it comes to like reporting sports. Yeah. So then I'm looking at these people's statistics, but like I gotta look at my own every once in a while. And then when you analyze it and you analyze it too much, it plays with your head.
I think I hope I never get to that point. I hope I don't. I haven't got there yet. I don't think.
I mean, as long as you're listening, like I said, it's not all. I would like for this to do good, but it's not about the results.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having a good time doing it. How many plays? Like, what's your most played song?
Voyager still.
How many plays does it have? Because it doesn't.
500 or something.
If you don't check, it says under 1,000.
It says it's like I have an app that's like like a Spotify for artists, so you can actually check all the real statistics. But I think it's at like 300 or 500 at this point. I'm pretty sure it's 500, and then I think Doomed is slowly creeping up past that. Doomed, Gold Shores, like you said, and Lucid, I think are all climbing up.
Like, dude, all of them have like this chorus that's like nailed it.
Thanks, bro.
Because I feel like that's the when you're talking about the backbone, that is your backbone of your song.
That's what everyone remembers.
It's like whenever you're trying to think of a song or remember a song, but you can only remember the words or the beat. Everybody it's always the chorus. Yeah. It's never that one verse, that one bar they spit. It's always the chorus.
Yeah, for real.
And if your chorus sucks, then your whole song's
pretty much
dead.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm glad I can do. I have the catchy chorus thing packed down. So
as long as I just keep that, dude. Cloud9's chorus, dude. It's that one, Doomed. Pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
That's
what I like. That's what's funny. So I write the shit out of every song I make. I mean sit down for 30 minutes and just. You know what I mean? Think about everything. And the chorus, every single time.
Breathe.
I'll hit record, stand in front of my mic, maybe 2 takes. Maybe. And literally just belt something out and just freestyle the whole thing.
It's freestyle. So it is freestyle?
Oh, that's cool. The hooks are, yeah.
Yeah.
And then usually what I'll do is I'll Gold Shores, for example. They're like, you came in my life so fast. That part. Literally went up to the mic, went you came in my life so fast, da 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 da, and then just did that over and over again. And then now that I have the melody, I'll just fill in the blanks with writing. You know what I mean? It's you have stuff like Glass Heart, where it's literally just me saying Glass Heart twice. You know what I mean? That's freestyled 100%. And then pretty much anything that is complicated. So you came in my life so fast, but you left me just as quick. I probably wrote that. But Doomed. That's probably I'd probably freestyle that. You know
I think Cloud9's probably my favorite chorus.
That was cool.
That's the one I use. That's the part I use for this.
I love
because
that.
It's
loud.
How many takes did that one take? Because I know y'all went and tweaked like I said, y'all went and tweaked a lot, but y'all left the good parts.
Here's the issue. So every single song on that album, besides Wrong Time, was made on GarageBand. So it was made with the old setup.
So you're basically saying everything's just gonna get better from here?
Pretty much, yeah. But what I mean is so every single song I made was with the same program that made Voyager and stuff like that. Yeah. which I had this horrible mic, right, that would pop, and it was like a literal microphone that you hold right here, and you already know because you know how mics work.
Yeah,
right?
I mean
that doesn't work.
No, yeah,
especially not
like
when
this
you're
one.
Singing.
There's a reason this one's like at an angle.
Yeah, exactly.
Is because you have to speak it, and it doesn't. It has like a built-in pop filter, but like it's still gotta stay away.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't like lean over it like this.
Yeah,
you know? Like it's just.
But yeah, we use that, and that's why like it sounds so like crunchy. It sounds, you know what I mean?
But that's like.
It
makes it like
cool. Yeah.
for those songs specifically that it did it in, and you left it. That's good. Yeah. It sounds good.
Okay, Close to You, for example. But Close to You, that part literally was on the old computer, and the only reason I left that in there is because I tried to, because I literally used to have to record it in GarageBand, and then put it in Pro Tools and redo all the vocals, so it would sound good. And then now, I can make the song and mix it at the same time, which is really nice. It's really convenient, because I have Logic Pro now, which is like an actual like, good program. And dude, yeah, that was a pain in the ass. And then like Cloud9, I remember it took so much because I nailed it that first time, and then I remember like every single day I'll go Cloud9 and like try to do it again, and it would sound like shit, and I'd be like, maybe tomorrow. So I'd come back the next day and try to sing it. Didn't work. So finally, literally the Thursday before it came out, or the Thursday before we sent it out, because I sent it out on a Friday, I was like, dude, I just got to do this. So I just went in there, sang it, and I was like, does it sound good? I was like, oh my god, I did it. And I was like, thank God, it was the last freaking day. It sounded good.
It's the thinking part of it. Like when you know what you want to hear, and it's just not coming out. Yes. You're like, man, this is tough.
Yeah, because that's what pained me so much, is because I would record it for the first time, and it would sound so good, but then like the mic was trash, and it wouldn't sound good. Like the audio wouldn't sound good. You know what I mean? Like my voice sounded great, but the audio just didn't sound good. So I was like, fuck, gotta re-record this. But yeah, Close to You, I just had to leave it in because I could never do that again. I tried so hard to do the Close to You so many times. Like every time I would either miss a note or it just wouldn't have the emotion. And I was just like, dude, how did I do that? Like, how did I make it sound that fucking good and I could never do it again? But yeah, it's still, we ended up tweaking it and putting compressors on it so that it sounded almost as good as the other my new mic. But still, you can kind of tell that it's a little bit of a different mic if you really pay attention to it. Yeah.
It is what it is. Plays that kind of like, that role.
Yeah.
Like the aesthetic role.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
What I say. Like, I know the sound of the guitar in Cloud9. Like, did y'all record that with the mic?
Oh no, we recorded it.
Did y'all have like plug-in?
Yeah, so we plugged it in and then we played it.
And it kind of has like that scratchy feel to it. And it's just
that's the amp I put on it, and I just love that. Like same thing with Doomed. I love the guitar tone in Doomed.
Did he play the guitar in that song too?
He played the guitar on Doomed and Cloud9.
Do you know how to play guitar?
Fuck no. I'm learning.
It's the piano.
Yeah,
piano's your thing.
I'm really not that good at piano either.
You're not bad. I can tell you're not bad.
Cause like I don't play. Some of the songs are samples, but I play piano on a lot of it. Like Gold Shores is all me and stuff like that. It's really weird. I try to make sure, so like I do use like samples and stuff like that. Do you know what that is? Like, take pieces of different songs and you kind of like So I do that a lot, but I try to blend it in a way that where it, like you can't tell what's a sample and what me playing is.
No, you really can't. Because like I'd be listening to some of these songs, like I said on the ride home, and I'd be like, what creative genius did he have to like come up with this? Like that.
Full disclosure right now, I'm just going to make this 100% clear. Beach, Sailboat, and Storm, I've had people go up to me and tell me how amazing the piano I am. That's not me playing piano. That's not me playing piano. No. I'm not going to take credit for that at all. That is a sample I found.
It sounded like,
I put it in.
It kind of had like a you know, if you ever think of like movies with the old western like the saloons.
I wanted it to sound super like vintage and like
that's what it sounded like.
I put like this I put this weird, I love this effect on pianos, and it's called tuned vocal, or well, that's what the effect on Logic is called. But basically what it does is it like just detunes, you know, because you have to like tune a piano. Like the pianos are tuned, and like you'll notice like an old ass piano, you hit a note and it's like way out of key, and you're like, oh, that's not supposed to sound like that. You know what I mean? And the tuned vocal just kind of, you can decide how much it is, and it just makes it a little off tune, like out of key, and it just sounds so cool. That's how you get like that sort of sound. I just love it. because it just sounds so off, and you're like, like I just love that sound.
I don't know. I've always been like one of those people, like, you know, every once in a while you have that lyric that's offbeat.
Yeah.
And most times, like, there's only certain situations it works. But when it works, it works. No. Like, it's not, like, just, there's no in-between of, like, it's bad and it's good. It's either really bad or it's perfect.
Yeah.
And
that's what, so on Riley's, that's actually funny. So Riley, like, his rap verse on Doomed, that was a day before I sent it out. That was the last day.
It's kind of quiet.
Huh?
It's kind of quiet.
Yeah, a little bit. I wanted it to kind of be a little bit quiet, in order so like whenever like my vocals come in at the part, like I tried everything just to make you mine. Like that part would just hit so freaking hard. But yeah, I hit him up and he came in and he like had this one flow and we're like, okay, that's cool. And then he did the second flow and I'm like, oh, that's really cool too. And then he was trying to like just do like this little lead in, and then I was like, no. So you know how like there's this Tyler song called Doomed, or not Doomed, Boredom, right?
Yeah.
And then like he has this really good flow and everything, and then right before the hook, he just goes, "'Cause I'm bored," like that, and it's like the most awkward sounding thing.
Like the way he did Doomed.
Yeah, and then I was like, do that at the very end, be like, but we're so doomed. You know what I mean? Like it's so off.
And he kind of like cool. It's almost like a quiet scream.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. He's like.
Yeah, because he goes doom like that, and then we took what's funny about that, he did the doomed, the original, and then I had him do it again, and I put it right under that file and just pitched it down just a little bit, so it's like this doomed like that, and it just sounds badass whenever you hear them together. Because
it's like it almost sounded like y'all were like up at 4 a.m. and you're trying not to wake your parents up and like doomed. Because it is like a lot quieter. It's noticeably quieter. And I told Riley that, and he's like, "Oh, it sounds different in other people's car." I'm like, "Yeah, well, other people's car doesn't have $1,000 worth of audio in it like mine does." So I'm gonna have to take you out to my car and play a couple of the songs because it sounds it's crazy.
I have really good speakers in my car. The bass is a little loud in my speakers, but like
is it stock?
Huh?
Is it stock?
Yeah,
because everything on mine's aftermarket now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got all I asked for Christmas was radio. Got door speakers.
Yeah.
Rear speakers, and it's not like a crazy sub, but it's like a 10-inch sub that just like takes the pressure off everything else. And then I got tweeters, and it's
all right. That's cool, man.
It's insane.
I remember there's one of my friends. I went in her car, and like that's whenever I mixed everything, because we like had all the final mixes, and my dad, and then so basically how we would work is like, my dad like makes a lot of music, so me and him both would like, because I'm not great at mixing just yet, I'm still getting there, because mixing is like making everything sound good audio. I mean, you do the same thing with this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes it sound clean, compressors, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Me and my dad would both kind of like, my mom just texted me. So, we would both like co-do that as he's like teaching me like the certain tricks and stuff like that, and I'm like, all right, cool. So then we like finished that mix, and then my dad was like, all right, you go out, listen to every single song, so it's like an hour long, and I was like, and then just report back to me and text me like what each song needs to change. And I remember I was in that car and I'm just like listening to every song, like listening to the shit out of it, and I'm like, all right, these all sound good. And then I sent them back to my dad. I was like, all right, they're all good, they're ready to be put out. He's like, all right, bet. But yeah, that's cool.
You need to get that for your car, like
new
something
speakers and stuff like
so
that,
you can. How old is your car? I don't know. How old? Mine's a 12-year-old car, so it needed that.
Oh,
change.
mine isn't old. Mine's like 6 years old, maybe. No. Like 3 years. Because it came out. It's 2016.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
But like, you need to get something like, or good like Sony headphones or something like you can just like listen to it so you don't have to like use a friend's car or something like that to hear.
Yeah.
Like those Sonys, like the ones that like cup your whole ears. Like it looks like you're wearing a damn hat.
Yeah.
Like
I have really good studio monitors in my room, and they usually work. They usually do the job, because that's usually like what happens. Like the mix will sound pretty damn good, and then there will just be one thing that's off. Usually it's the bass.
Have you put like sound panels in your room?
Huh? No, I haven't yet, but I definitely.
Like, are you planning on like turning your room into a studio?
Absolutely, yeah.
So like
definitely. So yeah, I mean usually, and plus like with what I make, you don't really need sound panels, because I use a lot of electronic sounds. So like you don't really need like a lot of the stuff.
But the vocals.
Like vocals for sure would help. But like I mean, you have people that would play like acoustic guitar or like a grand piano or something like that. That's a kind of drum set or something like that. You need sound pedals for that shit. But like, all my drums are on a drum pad, every bit of them, and then like everything I play is on a MIDI keyboard that's plugged in my computer, and I can change whatever sound I want it to do. You know, so. As of now, sound panels aren't 100% necessary, but it's definitely something I would consider in the future once I actually have the money.
I mean, you don't. It's not like you have to get like the expensive ones. You can get those like little foam ones that you see in all.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, like I might get some and throw them at like the top, because that's where, or the bottom. The top and bottom is where most of your sound's gonna leak. Mm-hmm. So you gotta, if you can just soundproof those little parts, it's just you wouldn't think it makes a world of difference, but it really does. It really does.
Oh, trust me, dude. One thing, like, I've just now started noticing, sometimes I'll leave my fan on while I'm doing it, and, like, I don't notice until I do the falsetto parts. You know what a falsetto is, right? It's, like, the head voice. So, like, there's, like, and then there's, like, that. Yeah. So, obviously, I can't hit that note here, but I can hit that note up here. And, like, usually my, like, chest voice is strong enough to kind of overpower the fan where you can't hear it, but I just recently, like, I'll leave my fan on and I'll do, like, this falsetto part, and then I'll, like, isolate it, and you just hear, the whole time. You're like, oh, my God, I cannot believe I just did that.
See, I usually turn it off, but, like, my room's hot today. So we're going to I'm not
I mean, that's the thing.
I'm not going to make you sit in here for... We're at an hour and 20 minutes. I'm not going to make you sit in here in, like, a hot-ass room. No. But, like, yeah, I've kind of... This setup... like I said, I want to put more on the wall. I think I like... The mini fridge wasn't really like planned for guests, but it works perfectly. I literally put those waters in the fridge like right before you got here. They were like a little cold, and I threw them in there. And I was like, I'm sure somebody will get thirsty during this thing. Definitely. If you want the other one, you can have it.
Oh, I'm not thirsty at the moment. That was enough for me. Yeah, dude.
I think it was a pretty good conversation.
Absolutely.
We can definitely end it off here,
Definitely.
and then I mean, I don't know. I think Riley plans on recording his own. Like he said, you were gonna help him.
Okay.
Or whatever. Like you said, you were gonna help him or whatever.
Oh, you mean with music?
Yeah, with music.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. Riley and Avery, y'all keep out because they're both releasing new stuff pretty soon.
Yeah.
Avery might have a.
So when he releases his stuff, I can bring both y'all on.
Cool. Yeah.
Especially because you're like, and then we'll have different stuff to talk about. Because like you said, we're not gonna have much to talk about until an album comes out.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's one problem with music is you have to wait in between.
Yeah.
Because like with sports, man, you can hit things before they happen, while they're happening, after they happen. But no, like
music, you gotta wait.
You gotta wait because there's some things you can leak that like you don't want out there yet.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying so hush about the next project because I'm just like I don't want to give anything away.
The only question I had was like the release, like the planning on releasing.
Yeah, for sure.
But
before 2021, for sure. There will be another album this year. Definitely. Well, that's 100%.
No. It could be December 31st. It could be tomorrow. But nah, it'll be before 2021. Definitely. I'm holding you to that.
Yeah. No, it'll be this year. Definitely. There'll probably be one more project this year, and then I might bump it up to 3 next year.
You allowed to leak guests?
Huh?
You allowed to leak guests?
You can expect Avery and Riley to definitely come back. Could be some new names.
From Weatherford or out? That's really the only question.
Probably out.
Because like I said,
there could be some from Weatherford too.
You gotta get Twitter.
There could be some from Weatherford too.
You gotta get a Twitter.
I will.
And then contact those people.
I'm already talking to a girl right now, like literally today from Louisiana.
Yeah, and but like those Twitter outlets, not only so then they're promoting you, and then you have, because like without a Twitter handle, you can't tag somebody.
Obviously. Oh yeah, exactly.
And then so if you tag somebody and you see that tag, you hit it, it takes you to your page. Yeah. You know, like it just kind of. There's so much. Twitter's a great place. Like I've gotten kind of done with Snapchat. I think I had like 500 contacts. I took like 350 off. Yeah. Like I was done. I had too much drama on there and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And with Instagram, I mainly just have people I know. There's some people like I kind of know. I've heard their names or whatever, so they're on there. But like that's private to me. And then with Twitter, it's everything. I can put any voice out there, as long like to a certain degree. Like I can obviously not say something that would hurt what I'm doing here or my baseball career or whatever. So I gotta limit that, but I can promote my stuff for free. Like you were saying with like Spotify and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's pay to play.
Absolutely. I mean it can be sometimes. I hope they don't I've heard that they're going down that route, but I hope not.
I mean,
that'll be real bullshit.
A lot of it goes back to what we were saying about investing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it'll be worth it. Mm-hmm. It could be worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're happy with what you're putting, like the SoundCloud song that I showed you, it wasn't about the views.
Exactly.
It was just about laughing. Like it's all it is. It's not a tiny little self promotion in there.
Yeah.
Tiny little self promotion.
Go check out Press's music, guys.
It's heat. It's heat. But all right, man, we're gonna get off.
All right.
It's a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely gonna have you back. Like I said,
let's do it. Yeah, with Riley.
I like the idea of trying to run it back with people I've already had on here. Because then you can catch up, see what's changed. Because nothing's ever gonna stay the
100%.
same. So I mean, really was a good time. Hopefully Riley won't have another powerlifting week next time.
So yeah, remember, Avery Watkins.
Shout out coming out. Shout out everything you want to shout out right now.
Avery Watkins, Riley Bowe, right? Both of them are gonna have music coming out this year. All right. My boy Andrew White he's a writer. Could be having music coming out this year. Stay tuned for some singles from me, possibly sometime soon. All right. And shout out Tyler Creator, Mac Miller, Kid Cudi, Travis Scott.
Literally anybody we mentioned in here.
Anybody else we've talked about in here. And Stream Rosewater.
I'm gonna have you send me the links to anything you want.
Okay,
so that'll all be down in the description. It'll be under a category called Holyfield's links. So.
All right.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Howdy y'all, it's Presley.
Semi-withdrawal welcome.
Howdy y'all, it's Presley.
Presley sucks dick.